everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of our Journeyman series here on Football Coach College Dynasty. My name is Turnover Carbon, and we have what can only be described as a strong start to our 2030 season that hopefully doesn't crash and burn around us in this video. If you did not watch the previous video, we went through the transfer portal, the preseason for our team. This is my third year at Fresno State. We're starting to get a lot of the guys that I recruited into the depth chart, into the starting ranks, which is really exciting. And we opened with a victory, as you can see, over number 14 Stanford. And our reward for this victory was to drop 3 places in the ranking. Nice to know the AP voters still have their inconsistencies in the game. The bad news is we suffered 3 injuries during the game. Starting defensive players Jared Pittman and Malik Greer both went out for a couple weeks. And then one of our, I think about my 4th or 5th wide receiver, Giovanni Boyle, is out for 5 weeks. All of that is regrettable, but it is what it is. And probably the most interesting thing about our team this season is that we are starting with our worst position group being the quarterback, a redshirt freshman, Damian Fisher, at quarterback. He has a 78 overall A potential, which is pretty solid, if I do say. And so far, he's developed really well, to the point where from the time he was a recruit to the time he takes a field 2 years later, his arm strength went up by 8, his accuracy went up by 7, and his IQ went up by 12. So those are about as good a gains as we could have hoped for. And he is going to be our starter this season. We're going to see how he plays. In his first game against Stanford, he was fine, I would say. 18 of 28, 177 yards, 1 touchdown. Nothing really to scoff at, I'll take that. But if we are to compete with, the teams at the top of the rankings, we'll need him to play really, really well. At the moment, we are only facing one other ranked school this season, and that is week 5 against Penn State. And who knows what happens if Liberty is undefeated when we play them, or San Diego State. We might have a couple others, but outside of that, no shot that Mountain West teams are going to be ranked. So that is what it is. That is kind of the nature of the beast in the Mountain West, where what we discovered in 2028 was that you essentially have to win out in the Mountain West in order to make the playoff. Last year we did so. 2028 we did not. That is just where we're at. So I did a bit of recruiting off stream. For those of you that watched previous video will know I'm kind of changing up how I'm recruiting for this season, where we have, as you can see by our glorious pie chart, 42% of our program freshmen. We have 35 freshmen. We have a very small junior and sophomore class with 20% and 12% respectively. So this recruiting class that I'm trying to bring in right now is only 16 players strong. It's very small. Usually I shoot for somewhere, in the low mid 20 range, 22 or 25. This year I'm going smaller. I'm targeting more 5-star recruits than usual to try to see if we can get some immediate talent in the ranks, because our depth is really, really good. Really, the only 2 position groups I'm worried about after this year in terms of graduating seniors are offensive line, where I have 7 seniors, and defensive line, where I have 4. Other than that, I'm kind of okay. Losing 3 wide receivers, that's also going to hurt, but I'm more confident in the depth at wide receiver in that regard. So that's where we're at. I think we have a pretty good, team this year. We're 43rd in offensive talent, but 23rd in defensive talent. I think if we are able to make the playoffs, it'll be because our defense, pitched a shutout, and our offense didn't turn the ball over 3 times and cause calamity. To that end, we open Mountain West play against New Mexico, who famously have had not the best, but not the worst, season you ever seen. They went 2-10 a couple years ago, but then went 7-6 last year, lost a bowl game. This time around, they lost to Oklahoma State in overtime, which is rough. That would have been a good year for them. Their quarterback is an interesting fellow, Ricardo Clayton, who was their QB last year. And as I noted last year when we played them, first of all, he throws a lot of interceptions. He threw 13 last year. But second of all, he was sacked last year 42 times. He was sacked just this past week 5 times. That is on pace to be sacked 60 times in a season. I don't know what the record is in college football. That seems like it's pretty close. So our goal for this game is just going to be blitz a lot, try to get our sacks up, and hopefully get a lot of negative plays that we can just take and run with. To that end, our focus on offense is going to be our downfield passing game, especially with a new quarterback. And our emphasis is going to be stopping their run game. That way, we can just blitz to our heart's content, see how things go. But let's get this party started. We're favored by 15 points. We have no recruits visiting this game. That is kind of the downside of having a lot of early home games is not a lot of recruits want to schedule early. So this home game's kind of wasted from a recruiting aspect. When we played New Mexico 2 years ago, we shut them out 27-0. So we'll see how this goes. New Mexico calls tails because it never fails. Except the times it does, admittedly. All right, we will defer to the second half, let their offense start out, and as is our wont, we shall blitz, thunder smoke on the first play, and they did verticals. That could have backfired so quickly. 3rd and 5. I forgot to check if their QB can run. Mr. Clayton, can you run? Not really, no. Okay, so in that case, 3rd and 5 will bring the safety down. And a tackle for loss from Bryson Koch. That'll do. 3 and out. And New Mexico punts. So something I'm looking forward to on this game is firstly, Keaton Peters needs to do better. He had way too many rushes of 0 yards and 1 yard against Stanford. So we need to see more. Ian Fox with a 34-yard pass. That'll do. And he gets us 11 yards closer. And now we're just going to run the ball right up the middle. And that'll be that. We're up 7-0 already. About as good a start as you can hope for. There's really no game in the Mountain West we should be losing. Air Force is the only team that quality-wise can go up against us. Other than that, we should beat every team in the Mountain West. Peyton Hendrickson gets the sack. Good to see. And then Stanley Knox, one of the corners brought in from the transfer portal with the interception. That'll do. Another incompletion. He really likes targeting Ian Fox. And Axel Hale, a transfer running back, 49-yard run. That's about as good as you can hope for a start. In my humblest opinion. Bad time to blitz the linebackers. They go over the top for 50 yards. Bryson Koch with the sack. Thank you, sir. And they convert the 3rd and 17. Not the best showing from our defense there. But we hold them to a field goal, so no harm done. Let's run the ball a little bit, try to burn some clock. I say that, and I run the ball 4 times and get 4 first downs. And then we get them with the play action, and Axel Hale gets in the end zone. 6-yard run. That's 3 touchdowns in 1 quarter. I hear that's a good pace to keep. Will we be able to keep it? Probably not, but you never know. Doing thunder smoke on 3rd and 9, I was almost tempted, but ooh, 1st and goal to 2. That's not nothing. Good on their punter. Oh, we got the conversion. They did engage 8 too, but we ran it just far enough out to the C gap that it didn't matter. I mean, I'm just going to keep running the ball, to be honest. See how much clock we can burn. Second and 12, not great. Hashtag analysis. Hey, we convert the third and 9. I'm just essentially trying to burn like the rest of the quarter on this drive, really. Now we have to punt. How much time did that drive burn? Let's take a look. That burned 9 minutes. Burned 9 minutes and we didn't even score. Ain't that disappointing? However, our wonderful punter, Andres Matthews, has burned them at the 1 yard line. And then Parker Williamson gets the tackle for loss for the safety. We get the ball back. I'm going to keep chew clock on until we get across midfield. Now I'm going to go up tempo. There we go. Thank you. But yeah, I wasn't really worried about this game. There are very few Mountain West games I'll actually be worried about. Because really, the only team we've ever lost to in the Mountain West has been Air Force. Like that is it. Dennis Jordan gets us the touchdown. So outside of them, I'm never really going to be worried. Just going to run the ball. Oh boy. The AI I have noticed since launch does a lot more engage 8 and heavy blitzes, which I'm perfectly fine with. I mean, especially if a team like us, we are a run first team, it would make sense that they would load in a lot more blitzes to try and stop us. Oh, Fisher got sacked. That's not good. What's even worse is a pick six, I hear. Oh boy, Fisher's picked off by Michael Driver on the slant, and he takes it 68 yards to the house. All right, that is the first end zone get for New Mexico this game. Oh no, he's picked off again, this time by Taylor Elliott. Oh boy. The DB blitz there was an inspired choice. And our defense again holds them to a field goal. Okay. We need to get our mojo back. Let's do some short passes, try to run the ball, and then take a deep shot and walk off. Nice sack. Really? A sack, guys. Come on. Incomplete. We punt. Not the best. Granted, I think our running game has been fine. Our passing game has been a bit shaky as they convert. What was that? A 3rd and 9? Yeah. And they convert the 2nd and 8. I bet they run it 3rd and 2 from the 4. They did, and they got it. All right. Can we keep them out of the end zone? No dice. Okay. And it is now a 10-point game. What was once a 27-point lead has crumbled due to what can only be described as terrible quarterback play. Boy, and Fisher is sacked again. I wonder if there was an O-line injury. 3rd and 4, I'm going to run it. I was hoping for more than 2 yards. Probably should have passed it there, but that is what it is. They convert the 2nd and 2. Our defense is crumbling before our very eyes. Wow. Yeah, they're just getting everything they want now. There we go. Bryson Koch with the clutch sack. 3rd and 5 at the 7. I'm going to go zone. And they ran it in. And that, my friends, is a 3-point game. Wow. We're just going to run the ball. We're just going to run the ball to our heart's content. Keaton Peters got -1 yards. Never mind. There we go. Jerome Lockhart bailing us out. Thank you, sir. Hale getting 0 yards. That's really where I wanted out of my life. There we go. We convert the 3rd and 8. Thank you, Ian Fox. I could kneel down, or I could just keep running it. That option also on the table. No dice. All right. Well, we won 27-30. I think credit has to be given to New Mexico for scoring 24 unanswered points in the second half. Like, you have to give them props for that. It wasn't enough because the lead we built up was so good. But wow. I mean, we averaged 6 yards a rush. They had 6 of 11, third down conversion percentage. Fisher, I mean, the 2 picks hurt me emotionally, but Peters and Hale all had really good games. Dennis Jordan got in with some carries, got a touchdown. But man alive. I mean, that was bad. Like in the second half, 3 and out, pick six, pick, punt, 3 and out, and then we just ran it enough and got enough yardage to end the game. That was bad. But hey, we take the victory. So there is that. I hope we didn't have like an O-line injury. We'll see. We did not. Instead, Jared Pittman is fully healthy again. So he is going to move back to the number 1 spot on our D line. Okay. We're just all going to, ignore and kind of wipe our memories, Men in Black style of that game. First things first, do any players want to schedule visits? Yes. Edwin Kahn, the tight end that I'm going after, you will join the Penn State group for their game. Alonzo Ricketts, I think similarly has to go to Penn State. Raymond Knapp. Do I play UNLV at home? No. Dang it. Oh, you hear Jeffries can go to Nevada. Gavin Fowler. Oh, Liberty's an away game. That's a shame. All right, let's do Raymond or Ramon. I mean, no one's really even close. So let's just do Hawaii. Gavin Fowler. Let's do the Wyoming game. Samuel Pankey can join the Penn State core. If I lose that Penn State game, like, so much recruiting just down the drain. San Jose State for you. Preston Diallo. Hawaii. Ugh. Now you want to schedule Hensley after the Stanford game is already over? You useless schmuck. Wyoming for you. Anyone else? No, that's it. All right, cool. All right, so in terms of points ahead, again, I have a light recruiting group. I'm only looking at 16 targets. I'm ahead on 11 of them, so I am playing a decent amount of. Oh no. Well, Jose Crowder had a good visit to OSU. They got 860 points. Cool. Oh boy. USC, it looks like, offered scholarships for Arrington and Hensley. Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna be tough to catch a lot of these guys. But I mean, we're gonna try, as is our want. I think, Edwin, do you want money, Mr. Khan? You do. I'll have to figure out where I want to spend NIL money, probably sooner rather than later, just regards to how close the recruiting pitches are, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So let's set aside the almost embarrassing blown loss that was last game. We have Utah State, who so far have lost to Iowa State. They've lost to San Diego State. Not a great showing. Sergio Bernard is still their starting quarterback 4 years running. I respect the consistency. He hasn't been great, but that's fine. How did he play against me 2 years ago? Fresno, 13 27, 171 yards. Not great. All right. In that case, we need to work on our passing, as evidenced by what happened last game. And we'll work on our downfield passing. We're projected to win by 11 points. Utah State has 6 recruits visiting. And so far in the sim, these teams have met in the Mountain West Championship twice, each taking a game apiece. Other than that, Fresno State has smoked them. See if we can keep that going. We will call tails, as it never fails. Except the times it does, as has been mentioned. I don't believe Sergio can run. No. The answer to that was quickly a no. And Jared Pittman returns to the lineup and gets a sack. That'll do. But then they convert the 3rd and 18. Oy vey. There we go. They fail the hitches play and they punt. And we have the ball at the 4. Cool. Well, there goes that. 13-yard run immediately. That works. I don't want to pass it too much, he says, as he does the shakes play and gets a 38-yard touchdown pass. That'll do. That will, in fact, do. 3rd and 7. Blitz. And they did RPO. Good call. Jeez, their punters burned us again. Quit it, sir. That was a bold decision to do curls from the 3-yard line. I must say, in hindsight, even though it succeeded, probably not the best designed pass call. Man, we punt. Blitz. There we go. Strip sack from Peyton Hendrickson. Jackson Shelton recovers. We're at the 9. We're immediately in the end zone. Thank you, Harrison Pearson. 14. However, as evidenced by last game, no lead is safe, really. That really was crazy. Like, we've had, like, big comebacks like that in the second half, like against Penn State, but it's never really happened against us. Keaton Peters, 49-yard run. That's pretty good. Hashtag analysis. And then he goes backwards 2 plays in a row. Oh, I love this game sometimes. And Raymond Norman with another touchdown. Thank you, sir. Eddie Morrison with the sack. We're running rampant on him now. Run the ball. Play action. Ian Fox this time around. Fisher really had a terrible game. I mean, he's like, don't worry, guys. I got you. 9 of 13, 140 yards, 4 touchdowns. That'll do. And Utah State punts again. Not looking great for them. Really? 0-yard run? Why? Dennis, how could you? Part of me wanted to go for it there, but nah. Also, shout out Parker Williamson for the sack that I just completely missed. Oh, and they punt. But we have the ball in pretty good field position, it must be said. The sack there doesn't help my plan. The run also doesn't help it. And we'll go for it on 4th and 1 just because. No dice. I mean, that would have been a 49-yard field goal. I doubt he makes that anyway. And we get the ball to start the second half, so all is well in the world. Except for the fact that Roman Hardy just sacked Damian Fisher again. We punt. And 3-and-out from Utah State. Now we're just going to run the ball a bit, try to burn a little bit more this third quarter. Listen, what happened last week against New Mexico has traumatized me. Fourth and goal to one. I mean, I'm going to go for it because even if I don't get it, they have to drive 99 yards to get in the end zone. We didn't get it. They did goal line and took us out. Both two can play at that game. I'm cool with the linebacker blitz. They punt. All right. We're now what 0 for 2 on fourth down. Yeah. It's fine. Edward Boyle with a clutch catch and Axel Hale fumbled. So begins the collapse. Oi, 42-yard pass. Bad time for me to do an all-out blitz when they do hitches. All right. Utah State is in the end zone. The lead is now 21. Thank you, Ian Fox, for that conversion. Dennis Jordan getting negative yardage. Stop me if you've heard that before. Guys. Woo, we convert the 3rd and 10. Yeah, our running game has just lost all of its steam. There we go. We're at the 9. And Keaton Peters gets us in the end zone. Okay. Lead is back to 28. Bad time to do an all-out blitz there. It's fine. There we go. Eli Wynn with the sack. Good on you, buddy. As the backups are now in 3rd and 2. They are empty. They do not get it. They take the field goal. All right, backups are in. And we don't get a first down. Sad face. Sadness. Oh, and they don't get a single yard. Well. 3rd and 8. Let's pass it deep. Why not? Hey, it worked. Cool. All right. A much less tense finish as we beat Utah State 35-10. We held them to 3 of 14 on 3rd down. That'll do. That will do. Fisher, 19 27, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns. Hoskins came in 2 for 26. Nicely done there. Dennis Jordan, it must be said, not his best game. 7 carries, 4 yards. Peters, though, probably had the best game of his career, 143 yards and a touchdown. That works. Norman got 100 yards, a couple touchdowns. Fox did well. Pearson got a touchdown. 5 sacks again. Poor Bernard. He's on pace to get sacked 60 times. That really is crazy. I really am curious as to what the record is for most times a QB's been sacked in a season. Surely it's not that much higher than 60. And if it is, poor quarterback. Oh boy. All right, we advance to 3-0. Notre Dame has a defensive talent now of 91. That's neat. Frame drops in this economy. There we go. OPS was having issues there. It's fine. I just saw a lot of red on my screen all of a sudden. I was like, what's happening? All right. Jeez. Like Alabama's offensive coordinator, Ace Pitch, gets them 500 points. That should be illegal. I have a feeling I need to punt on some of these guys. Like, Well, they offered money to Arrington. When one of the visits, mine's first. That's a shame. USC is also winless. So the chance that they win the recruiting visit game feels kind of slim. I'm just saying. Whoa! Army offered a scholarship to Jared Wells. And they just got a decent amount of points there. Okay. The downside of doing what I'm doing with my small recruiting class is like if I don't get, let's say 5 of them, my recruiting class is down to 11 recruits, which isn't great. To that end, let me just look really quick at like 3-star guys that aren't on my target list and just scout their potentials. Let's just see. You actually look decent. Your overall kept dropping after I targeted you, which is a bit annoying, but it's fine. Just to see if there's anyone that looks, pretty solid and would be worth a scout. Though insofar, the answer is no. I will, though, offer that the JUCO O lineman. Because, I mean, his strength needs work, but, I mean, if I redshirt him his first JUCO year, then he'll get 2 more hits of development. That might be worth it, in all honesty. But all right, let's table that for now and take a look toward Hawaii, who currently are 2-1. They lost a close one to Houston and beat Boise and Colorado State. Their QB is Andy Shabazz. It must be said, the best name in college sports. He has barely played before. He is not really a runner. 93 IQ. That ain't bad. All right. Be like really quick. So far, they're very good at sacks. They have 11 on the season. They also burn a lot of time of possession. They're good against the pass. They are horrendous against the run. Okay, well, that's our blueprint. We're going to run the ball and hopefully not get sacked 17 times. Actually, now I say that, how many times have we been sacked? 8? It's not great. 4th down conversion rate, 0. Listen. We'll get one. It's fine. All right, we're projected to win by 15.5 points. I have 4 recruits visiting, 3 of whom odds are I'll get: Bobby Logan, Preston Diallo, and Ramon Knapp. Eric White, though, that might be a little bit of a fight. So far in the sim, Hawaii won the first couple meetings, and then Fresno won the last 4. So that'll do. My first year at Fresno, it was actually a pretty close game between us 2 teams. So we'll see what happens here. But again, really the only Mountain West team I fear is Air Force. And we don't have to play them this year. So we're good. We're okay. They elect to receive. That is fine by me. One of these days, a team is going to return the kickoff for a touchdown on the opener. Uh-oh. They got a 17-yard run against my Thundersmoke Blitz, y'all. This is a bad sign. 3rd and 10. No dice. They punt. Okay. So, as determined, they are really good at getting sacks, which makes me a little hesitant to do a lot of deep passes since we're getting sacked a bunch already. And right on cue. We try the fade smash, and Chandler Chow kills them. 3rd and 8. Tight end in ain't a bad idea. 10-yard completion on 3rd and 8. That works. All right, we get the first down. We're in the red zone. Let's try to run the ball a bit. 3rd and 1. Please convert. Whoo, we're good. And Dennis Jordan with the touchdown run. They do cover 2-man with the corner. I'm not going to ask questions about that defense play call, but we are on the board. 7-0. Tackle for loss from Braden Reyes. That'll do. They convert to 3rd and 4 anyway. Rude. Ricardo Thompson this time around with a tackle for loss. Incomplete pass. They punt. Oh no, we're at the 3. Don't get sacked. Don't get tackled backwards. 10-yard rush. We're in business. Uh-oh. The inside run has been nerfed. We're in trouble. 3rd and 10, huh? Curls? No dice. All right. They get the ball with really good field position, too. But they only get 1 yard. They punt. Oh, no, we're at the 1. Woo! That could have been disastrous. We punt again, man. Their defense is doing pretty good. There we go. Jared Pittman with the sack. They punt. Well, the final score of this game might just be 7-0. I'm kind of okay with that. There we go. Dennis Jordan with a big run. We're moving. And he got sacked again. Remember when I said I didn't want to do a lot of like deep passes? Yeah. 18-yard pass for redemption's sake. And Ian Fox on the slant. 30 yards to the house. Touchdown, Fresno State. And Dakota Linear with the pass deflection. Let me go up tempo here. See if we can get in the end zone. Fisher got sacked again, man. Yeah, no dice. And Andres misses the field goal. Remember last year when it took until week 10 for him to miss a field goal? Now he's missed 2 in the first 4 games. I'm not doing cover 4 quarters game, no matter how much you try to push it. I will call a timeout just in case we return the punt for a touchdown. I mean, no, there's not enough time. Let's just run the ball. Okay, well, I think good news from that first half is they're averaging 1.8 yards a pass and 3.1 yards a run. That's the good news. Bad news is we're only up 14, and I feel like we should be up by a lot more. So let's see if we can just run the ball, burn an insane amount of clock, get in the end zone, right off into the sunset, and then just celebrate. You know, that's my goal. Axel Hale went backwards. That's good. And then Dennis Jordan went backwards. That's not so good. We'll take the field goal. How much time did we burn there? 8.5 minutes. That is how you maintain a lead. Eddie Morrison with the tackle for a loss. Hawaii punts again. Play action. The play action worked. We're in business. How many times has they sacked me already? 3? Okay. Let's try to keep that number sub 5 is essentially my goal. And there we go. 3rd quarter is already over. Look at us. Oh, Keaton, really? I am going to go for it. The difference between 17 and 20 is minimal. If they get 3 touchdowns, they're up either way. However, the difference 17-24 is essentially the ball game. There we go. Hale got us the yard. And Keaton Peters gets us in the end zone. And that means the backups are now in. And the defense gets a 3 and out. Good job, guys. Oh, Johnny Sweeney. He got 9 yards. I was so excited. But then he went backwards. Then he went. We'll punt. I'm not going to. I would go for it if it was on the other side of the 50, but I don't want to give them great field position. They convert the 3rd and 2 and the 3rd and 13, and they pass it over us for a touchdown. All right. That means the starters are back, if only for a little bit. Nope, the backups are now back. There we go. Oscar Hoskins throwing it to Edgar Boyle there. The jet sweep. It worked. I don't think Johnny Sweeney is very good. 46-yarder. Let's just go for it. I mean, how bad could our 4th down conversion stats really get? Hoskins got sacked. No. Really, guys? We're just getting torched. Cool. All right, we get the win 24-7. I think all credit to our defense there. They held them to 7 points the whole game. They were 3 of 12 on 3rd down. All credit to them. Fisher, I think, was fine. 10 of 16, 139 yards and a touchdown. I didn't throw it that much, but really good running the ball. Peters, Jordan got touchdowns. Johnny Sweeney had 1 run for 9 yards, which means his other 3 carries amounted to 0 yards. Ain't that a sad thing? Wide receivers got involved in a decent amount. No targets for Lockhart, our tight end, which is a bit disconcerting. Only 1 sack the whole game. And Matthews obviously missed his longer field goal. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. I think it again vindicates to me that our defense is going to do well enough that we can, emphasis on can, keep pace with anyone defensively. It's just, can our offense get out of their own way and get in the end zone? Well, good news is Millie Greer is back. Bad news is Raymond Norman is down. I don't think I even moved Greer in the depth chart. No, I did not. Ricardo Thompson, you want more playing time. Point to me on the depth chart who you should be playing over. You have 74 tackling. You have the worst tackling, or tied for the worst of any linebacker I have. Show me who you should be playing over. Please. I insist. All right. Norman goes down. I mean, his catching is still 91. He lost a decent amount of speed, but I think I keep him there. Let me really quick actually look in the coach's office. Who's complaining about snaps? Backup corner, backup kicker, D-line. None of that is too terrible. Should Kyle Wheeler be playing over anyone that's above him? I don't think so. Gavin Wren was complaining. So he was the one that in the red shirt, I ripped off his red shirt last year and he got 4 games in. But how's Sean Cody doing in coverage? 2 of 7. How's Wren doing? 5 of 8. He probably wants 30%. I think that should be okay. Diego Boston wanting to be a kicker elsewhere is, that's fair. All right, nothing too concerning though to open. Penn State is 2-2, my God. At least they're still ranked. Killing me, Penn State. You're killing me. Holy. Well, we are officially out on Edwin Kahn. I think it must be said. They got 1,100 points from their win, and Florida wasn't even ranked by the bye. They also offered him stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll keep pace this week because we play Penn State, and I mean, we just have to see how that goes, don't we? But yeah, I have a feeling that this week is going to be the one where we have the visit against Penn. Oh, now you want to schedule. Oh, wait, no, you're the guy I just found. Never mind. Ignore me, sir. But yeah, I think this is after this week, we're going to have to rearrange a lot of our recruiting because if we don't get a good result against Penn State, we won't be. I mean, that'll hurt a bit. I did forget to check here. So we got 610 points for everyone that visited, which is really good. But yeah, this is all right. I mean, this is the biggest game of our season. Good thing Penn State is still ranked. They beat ranked Tennessee and Iowa to open, then they lost to Illinois and number 3 OSU. That's a heck of a gap. Oh boy. Well, they're one of the worst teams in the country running the ball, and their offensive line doesn't look great either. They are, however, averaging 370 pass yards a game. Seems pretty good. Their defense is much better against the pass than they are the run. Oh no, excuse me, flip that. Much better against the run than they are the pass. Okay. So they can't run. They're good at stopping the run. In that case, we are going to work on our passing and stopping their passing. We're just going to see how it goes. Okay. I mean, this is the biggest game of the season. It's against ranked Penn State. This is a team that last year we beat in week 1, and this required us to score 21 unanswered points in the second half. We have 5 recruits visiting, 4 of whom from Con down to Ricketts. If we don't win this game and get an immense amount of points, I can just remove them from my target list immediately. Yeah, that'll be that. And then the running back Samuel Pankey, who I like a lot, and could potentially genuinely play as a true freshman, especially if Johnny Sweeney transfers out. So we'll see how that goes. For now, big game of the season against Penn State. They win the toss and they elect to receive. I forgot to check if they still have the QB. I can't remember if Kyler Miller was their guy next year, but shout out Eddie Morrison for getting the sack. Oh yeah, it was Mallory. Okay. Yep. He was the guy that I think when I looked at him last year, I said there's a non-zero chance he has hundreds and like everything. Okay, 3rd and 6. Will they convert? Yes. Yes, they will. They did a stick play and it killed us. It killed us, coach. They don't convert 3rd and 8. All right, we forced a punt. I doubt that will happen often. And if it does, that's great. Oh, Peters, buddy. Old buddy, old pal, old friend. 3rd and 3, I am going to do mesh. 6 yards. That'll do. Big 14-yard pass there. Convert the 3rd and 4. Oh, yeah. Dennis Jordan in the end zone. They do deep zone from the 11-yard line, which I respect. Oh, boy. Thank you, Dakota Lanier, for bailing our blitz out there. No, they convert. They get 8 yards when they need 8. Will they get it again? Yes. They needed 8. They got 8. Sensing a theme. Man, they missed the extra point. That could genuinely matter, but our defense had 2 really good chances there to get off the field on 3rd and longs and could not stop them. The middle hook works. We're in the red zone again, and Dennis Jordan. Hello. 2 touchdowns already on the day. We're up by 8. 3rd and 2. I'm just going to blitz. They passed it over the top of our blitz. They did an RPO on 3rd and 9. Fair enough. Simpson muffed the punt. Or not Simpson. I read the punter's name. Pearson muffed it. Well, if you were to tell me the one game I wouldn't want that to happen against. All right, they get a field goal, but the other knock-on effect of that is we would have had the ball at what? The 22, I think, with about 2.5 more minutes on the clock than we do now. So, yeah, that's the knock-on effect is now we're just really low on time here. What Damien, between me and you can just throw it away instead of going for the halfback that's backwards. All right, we convert to 3rd and 8. That'll do. Play action. Didn't work. I'm gonna do a quick pass. Sacked. Well, there goes that. We punt. Ooh! Goal line D. Get him. No dice. All right. Well, I think good news from that first half is we did a really good job stopping their run. And I think our defense has played pretty well. Bad news is they've done a really good job at stopping Peters and Hale so far. That said, Fisher's currently 15-16. So, this may just turn into a shootout. I don't know if we have the quarterback to win that compared to their QB, but you never know. Let's just keep running the ball. Let's just keep doing it. Can't be stopped. Can't be moved. There we go. Peters gets 6 yards. Dennis Jordan, -1. Axel Hale, 0. That, my friends, is not good. 3rd and 11. I don't love Y corner here. Let's try dagger. No dice. All right, field goal is good. We are back up by 8, and we burned 8.5 minutes of the clock. All in all, pretty successful drive. I just really need our defense now to get a stop. 3rd and 8. Come on. They convert again. That's just their sweet spot. There we go. We stop them on 3rd and 10. And then Harrison Pearson with the almost redemption, returning the punt 34 yards. That'll do, sir. That'll do nicely. 3rd and 1. I'm just going to run it. There we go. Okay, 4th quarter has started. We're doing work. We're moving. We're shaking. We have stopped moving entirely. It's 3rd and 7. 43-yarder. Yeah. There we go. Andres Matthews makes it. Okay, now we're up by 11. And this is where them missing the extra point matters a lot. Because Had they made it, it's a 10-point game and a touchdown field goal ties it up. But now, since I don't have it, they need two touchdowns. That's a pretty big difference. Which I know seems like an obvious statement, but it is something. Okay, it's 3rd and 8 again. Please, defense. They've converted so many 3rd and 8s. I mean, they're in an empty set, but I'm still going to blitz them. Didn't work. It did not work. 3rd and 10. Come on, guys. Please. There we go. They have to punt again, and it's a bad punt. Yeah, I mean that punt went essentially 14 yards because of the touchback. Oh, Axel, buddy. 3 and out. Oh, they did curl flats when I did an all-out blitz. There we go, Jared Pittman with the sack. Thank you, sir. Thank you. They're kicking a field goal, and they miss. Okay. I'm not going to complain. Hmm. Nah, I can't go for it here. I thought about it. I was genuinely tempted, but no. And that's a 3 and out. Penn State punts, essentially waving the white flag if we can convert here. We do not. We punt. There we go. Peyton Hendrickson with the sack. And that is game. As we have upset Penn State. Phenomenal game from our defense. It must be said. I mean, 3 of their points came because our punt returner muffed the field goal. And Braden Ray has got an interception on the Hail Mary. And that, kids, is why you can't be a bad sportsman against AI. It's true. All right, we beat Penn State 23-9. I assume that knocks them out of the rankings entirely. Credit to our defense all around. They played great. Fisher, 17 to 22, 144 yards. Pretty good completion day. Not his best day in terms of yardage and average, and he had no touchdowns, obviously, but we'll take that. They did a great job stopping Peters and Hale, but Dennis Jordan, oddly enough, had the good game. 8 carries, 48 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Receivers and tight ends did okay. But, I mean, defensively, 6 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Matthews, 3 of 3 on field goals. Yeah, I mean, that's our biggest game of the season, and we won it. So, strap in. We're targeting that bye week now for the playoffs. We got it last year with a worse schedule. So, we'll see how it goes this time around. But I do also need to check. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, Roy Robertson get injured. That actually hurts. How long was the injury? 4 weeks? 6. I'm debating who I want to play as my 8th lineman. I'm going to play Carrington, the converted tight end, even though I know his run block and his strength is worse. The 62 pass block scares me. So sorry, Kyle Wheeler, but you're just going to have to complain some more. And then Axel was injured. 2-week injury. I mean, I don't really want to move him. Well, actually, here. If we want to make a decision on John Sweeney and whether or not to keep him, what better time than now? So yeah, he's gonna have 2 weeks as our second running back, and we'll just see how he does. I'm cool with that, I think. Yeah. All right, we have our first commit of the season in week 6. Ramon Knapp, 3-star safety, who I will likely move to corner, just because his man coverage is a 76. Like, come on. I think the downside there, obviously, is his strength. Or not his strength, excuse me, his speed is just a 66. But I think he helps our corner room, especially if I'm losing Gavin Wren. I need a good reinforcement there. Let's look at the results. 1,000 points for everybody. Thank you. We're still 750 behind. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh boy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and punt on Edwin Kahn, I think. He does care a lot about money, and don't get me wrong, he'd be a great get, but we're not spending enough money to make an eight. Like, even if, let's say, I do my best pitch, I would need to offer him 1.6 million just to get even, and then I'd have to offer more, like essentially each week as the season goes on, because Bama's going to get nearly 500 points for their ace visits. So yeah, I think let's just remove Edwin Kahn. He would have been a nice get, but no dice. USC, oh, of course, they won their game against Houston State. So now I'm 600 behind Eric White. He does care about money. If I do the best pitch I got and offer him, let's say, above his value, that gets me 1,000. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. All right, Arrington and Hensley, we might as well just keep fighting on. But I mean, yeah, look at this. Like, oh, they offered money to Ricketts. I should do the same. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Jose Crowder, I definitely like. I will write him a check for $1 million. Like right now. Like, I don't care that his run blocks is 61. The dude already has 90 strength as a JUCO. Like, come on, son. Man, we're only up by 30 on Army for this kid. Does he care about money? He does. And yet you have a service academy in your ranks who's already offered 1.7 million. Is that legal? Is that evenly? I ask you. Who knew tight ends would be so hard to get? Answer: everyone. Everyone knew that. Actually, to that end, let me look at tight ends really quick. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's not the greatest list I've ever seen. Nah. I mean, I like Edwin Kahn a lot as a tight end, but we would have to spend so much money. So unfortunate. All right. So currently, just checking in, we're 5-0. We are ranked 8th in the country. We did, in fact, knock Penn State off the rankings. So that'll do. Um, Pretty much everyone around us is still undefeated. James Madison's undefeated. Kansas State. Is Liberty still undefeated? No, they're 3-2. All right, so that means Liberty won't be ranked by the time we face them. So our only hope of getting a third ranked opponent is if San Diego State runs the table, which they very well may by the time they face us. Because then they'll be what, 9-1? That should be good enough to be ranked. So, all right. Wyoming, they are 1-4. They killed Washington State though, 47-3. Okay. Fair enough. They're third in the country in sacks. That's not nothing. They're 10th in turnovers. Okay. Okay. Their QB is injured. Kendrick Sears has a severe concussion. He is out. So we're going up against their backup, Aaron Miranda, who's a dual threat guy that can't throw. I mean, me personally, I'd play Gerardo Palmar over there. But I'm not going to judge. So in that case, we're going to work on stopping their run game and our passing game, I think. Interesting that they run the spread offense. I'd have figured they run the option or the pistol with their running QBs. We're favored by 21 points. I have 3 recruits visiting. Um, I hope to get a decent amount of points here for Hensley. If we don't, I think I'll bail from chasing him as well, which is a real shame because even though his ratings are terrible, he does have A potential. So that is what it is. Wyoming calls tails. And tails it is. They elect to receive. And we open, as we always do, with a Thundersmoke Blitz. And they get 13 yards. We're in trouble. And their running back Melvin Nash fumbles. Jackson Shelton forces and recovers. That'll do. That will do. And Keaton Peters' first run of the game is a 29-yard touchdown. Okay. That is acceptable to me. Play action? Oh, no. Oh, Fisher's pick six. Again, Casey Rasmussen with the 50-yard pick six. And all of a sudden, we're tied. Oh, boy. That is his second pick six of the season, and we are in week 6. Oy, oy, oy. All right, let's run the ball a bit. Johnny Sweeney is getting involved. Just good to see. 3rd and 6. Where is my inside cross? There it is. No dice. Field goal. All right. There we go. 3rd and 11. And Bryson Koch with the interception of Mr. Miranda. That'll do. We punt. We can't use the good field position. Our quarterbacks have very similar stat lines right now. All right. Well, our Matthews burned them at the 1, so we're just going to do goal line. Hayden Caldwell with the tackle in the end zone for the safety. Thank you, sirs. I have noticed a lot of that. Like punters burning at the 1 or the 2 a lot more than real life, which I'm personally okay with. I think it adds another little dimension. Matthews makes the field goal. Thank you, sir. And a 3 and out from Wyoming. And Fisher is picked again, this time by Kendrick Lewis. They did a free safety blitz, and the slants couldn't get freed up. What a shame. But they punt either way. Man alive. Now we punt too. Our defense He probably wants to strangle our offense right now. Sweeney goes backwards. Not a great audition, my friend. There we go. 3rd and 10. They're now out of timeouts. Gavin Wren with the tackle for loss. Dang. I was really hoping they would have missed that field goal. We would have had great field position. All right, we're just going to run the clock out now and get the ball to start the second half. I mean, in all honesty, was bad. They're averaging 0.8 yards a rush, and yet we're only up by 5. Just because on 3rd downs, we're not there. Johnny Sweeney goes backwards again. Why was Johnny Sweeney in for those 2 straight plays? I ask you as we punt. Hey. Our defense is playing so well. And our offense just is getting nothing. There we go. We convert the 3rd down. Finally. That's our 2nd 3rd down conversion this whole game, I think. 3rd. We're 3 and 9. Unbelievable. And Fisher gets sacked. Man alive. Thank you, Harrison Pearson. Sweet convert. There you go. The play action is working. We have found our level here. Dennis Jordan touchdown. Okay, the way our defense is playing, a 12-point lead right now should honestly be enough. Yeah, there we go. 3 and out. They punt. 4th quarter begins. Let's try a bubble screen. It kind of worked. Got 8 yards. There we go. And Raymond Norman touchdown on the boot route. The boot play, I should say, not the boot route. And they punt again. And Harrison muffed the punt. All right, that's 2. He's benched. Ian Fox, you are our new returner. I allow 1 punt fumble. 2nd one, I bench you. It's as simple as that. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. All right, backups are in, which means Axel Hale is in. I should have set him to inactive. I forgot. Whoops. Blitzkrieg. I probably shouldn't blitz. Not when they're definitely passing. That feels like a bad call. Turnover on downs. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Getting some extra runs in here. Timeout. 2nd and goal at the 1. Get in the end zone. Axel Hale touchdown. Oh boy. Thank you, Axel. All right. We win 35-10. They were 1 of 12 on 3rd down. That works. 3 turnovers, though, from our offense. Fisher threw 2 picks. Pearson obviously fumbled the putt, but man, that was not one of the games you look back on at the end of the season and be like, we were awesome. But running backs all did pretty well, I think. Norman got his touchdown, only 1 sack from our defense. 11 tackles for a loss, though, which is nice. Matthews perfect on kicks and had that great punt, obviously. We advanced the week. But yeah, I think that was not a great audition from Johnny Sweeney. 14 carries, 58 yards. Hey, our wide receivers are back. Norman and Boyle. So Norman I didn't move. And then I think I determined that I wanted Gio ahead of Edward. Besides that, nothing's really changing. Listen, Sweeney, we need more from you, okay? Oh, boy. All right, how'd the visits go? Pretty good. We got 540 from everyone. That said, we're still 500 behind on Hensley. So I'm going to go ahead and make the executive decision to remove him from our list and focus our efforts elsewhere, I think. Yeah, I mean that means my target list right now is only 14 players. Hmm. Let me just go back to my points ahead list really quick. I think I was on what, page 3? See if there's anyone worth taking a look at. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys I'm so far behind on that wouldn't really be worth it. So I think we're just going to accept the fact we're going to have a really small recruiting class. Especially if we only get, like, let's say we only get Bobby Logan as our 5-star and we don't get Crowder, Wells, or Ricketts. Yeah, our recruiting class ranking might be, might be horrendous. But that's okay. That is okay. How are we doing on donor goals, by the way? Hold opponents less than 150 rush yards per game. Currently, they're averaging 50. That seems good. Hold opponents less than 41% third down conversion. We're at 33. Opponents less than 340 yards per game, 236. And then San Diego State, obviously, we haven't played. D-line All-American, safety All-Conference. D-line All-American. I mean, Pittman having 7 tackles for loss and 5 sacks is pretty good. He'd probably need a couple turnovers, though, to get in the All-American consideration. Safety, no shot. I mean, Murphy is the forced fumble. Maybe if he gets another or something, then he makes that happen. But outside of that, a little iffy on it. So we might not get those 2 donor goals, which could get shaky. All right, so we're playing San Jose State, which is notable for a couple reasons. First things first, we had 2 wide receivers transfer from last year's team. Firstly was Grayson Todd, who was just, backup wide receiver, never really played. He has gone to San Jose State and so far has 14 catches for 160 yards. The second wide receiver that left me was Caden Arnold, who really never saw playing time in his 4 years with me. And he transferred out, and so far he has 2 catches for 6 yards. So the grass ain't always greener on the other side. Is it, fellas? Is it? I believe. Yes, they also took my backup safety, Antoine Hyde, but it looks like he is currently injured and thus may not play. So San Jose State grabbed a couple of my guys, and so far they're 3-3. Oh no. So they lost 63-0 to Baylor. Okay. They beat Wyoming, lost to Boise and San Diego, FCS school. Who cares? They just beat Colorado. Wow, they're the second worst team in the country in passing the ball. They're the third worst team in the country in passing first year down per game. Okay, so they cannot throw the football. That is notable. Who's their QB? Mr. Christian Sparks. Ooh, a redshirt freshman. Who? That's how much money? US dollars? 3 million? Well, okay. So let's see. So Clemson paid him 5.5, which he only gets half because he was only there for a year. So he got paid what? Let's just call that 2.7. San Jose pays him. He made almost $6 million before his redshirt freshman season. That's actually insane. So far, though, he has been terrible. He has yet to throw 20 times a game. Well, okay. He can kind of run, which that should be noted. But all right. I mean, listen, if he develops into a really good QB, that'll be a fun little Mountain West story, but what a what a time. I mean, we're going to try to stop their run because they're like the worst passing team in the history of sport. So that's also impressive. They're 3-3 with the asterisks of one of their victories is against an FCS school, but they're 3-3 with the second worst passing game in the country. All right, we have three recruits visiting. Caleb Hampton, who previously had his visit with San Jose State when they beat Colorado State. But if we win this, I mean, we're going to get, 600, 700 points for Hampton. Arrington, we're just trying to see how close we can get to USC. And then Zaragoza, he could even commit today. That'd be nice. So far in the sim, San Jose State, Fresno State, we play each other every year. And as you can tell, there has never really been a close game. So here we are. Here we stand. They call heads because they're fools. Don't they know tails never fails? And we shall defer. And Dakota Lanier with a tackle for a loss from the safety position. Bryson Koch with a tackle for loss from the linebacker position. And that's a 3-and-out for San Jose State. And Keaton Peters, 53 yards. Welcome to the party. Raymond Norman over the top. 2 plays. Oh my. 2 plays, 70 yards, and a touchdown. I would call that a pretty good going. 3-and-out again for San Jose State. Dennis Jordan goes 31 yards. There we are. Engage 8. Oh, it worked. Stanley Knox, tackle for loss. Oh no, Peyton Henderson with the sack. This feels like it might be the biggest blowout we've ever had. Early returns. Early returns are looking good. Oh no, we converted the 3rd and 8. I say oh no, and it was good, obviously, but it's more oh no from the thought of that was probably San Jose State's best chance to get us off the field. Oh no. Oh, Johnny Sweeney, 23-yard touchdown. We're on pace for 80 points, y'all. Okay, they ran it well there against our Engage 8. Oi, Grayson Todd, back-to-back receptions. This one for 50 yards as he attempts to have his revenge game on us. And they go backwards twice. All right, 21-3. Deep attack for 28 yards. Thank you. We'll just run it in here. There we go. Peters, 2 yards. Touchdown again. And they punt. How much time is left? 4 minutes. I think I'm just going to stay and chew clock. Burn as much time as I can here. Try to get in the end zone. Succeed as Johnny Sweeney gets the touchdown. I am going to call a timeout, so I want them to go for it on 3rd down because I want to get a pick. Now I'm going to call a timeout in case we return the punt for a touchdown. No dice. All right. Well, I mean, that's about as good a first half as you can possibly want. They got the big play when they called a good slant against my blitz, but other than that, they're averaging less than a yard per rush. 1 of 7 on third down. We're 5 of 5. It's about as good as you can hope for. So I think it's time for San Jose State to come crashing down to earth as Keaton Peters 11 yards. Our running back so far. Oh boy, having a day. Have a day, lads. They punt again. Big game there. Oh, Pearson fumbled, recovered by Mark Holloway. What is Pearson's ball security? 73. How does that compare to my other wide receivers? Norman 80, Fox 66, Boyle 61. Boyle. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's the second fumble this season, and you don't usually see that for wide receivers. All right, they convert to 3rd and 6. Good on them. And then they don't get anywhere. Oh boy. I forgot to set Axel Hale to inactive again, so he's gonna come in here now. But Johnny Sweeney's still gonna run it a bit. No dice on the passes. Field goal is good. We're up by 40. Safety blitz, why not? That's why. The only time they have even a modicum of success on offense is when I just blitz and they call it. Ooh! Couple big third down conversions here. Then they ran it and went backwards. Fair enough. Play action. It did not work, everyone. Blitz, send it. They did an RPO. What a world. What a world, huh? All right. All right, well, we crushed San Jose State 45-3. And I mean, yeah, Fisher was 15 of 17, 214 yards, 131 yards for Peters, 117 for Sweeney, multiple touchdowns. I hope Dennis Jordan isn't hurt, and that's why he only had 8 carries. Kind of worried on that. But defensively, again, only 1 sack. We're having a big problem getting to the quarterback. But, I mean, you can't really complain when you scored, 45 points on a team. All right, we go up to 7-0 on the season. We drop in the rankings. Rude. Official visits 610 for Zaragoza and Arrington, 900 for Hampton. We're still, I mean, yeah. All right. So Hale is back. Means he'll move up here and become our third down back again. So Sweeney in his 2 games of service against Wyoming, 14 carries, 58 yards, and then San Jose, 1,317 with 2 touchdowns. It's pretty good. The thing that kind of worries me about keeping Sweeney is from his redshirt year of development to now, his speed's only gone up by 5. His evasion's only gone up by 2. His ball care vision has only gone up by 3. His ball security has gone up by 8, which is okay. But, I haven't seen a tremendous amount of growth in the other areas. So, all right, let me find Arrington really quick. So, he cares a lot about money. But, I mean, USC still has their visit in week 11 against a winless Purdue team. USC is ranked at 3-3. Who have they beaten? How is this team ranked? I don't understand the rankings sometimes, legitimately. You lose to Georgia, lose to Michigan, lose to Maryland. And then you beat a bad Northwestern team, an average Sam Houston team, and a bad Iowa team, and all of a sudden you're ranked. That part does slightly annoy me. I would be interested to see how the developer has balanced the AP voting. Like, let's say I offer him 750,000. That gets me 1,200. That puts me 500 ahead. I'm okay with that. Alonzo Ricketts, I mean, I'll offer you 1 million, but he doesn't care about money. That's the thing. Like, I think he's worth it, but I mean, OSU still has their visit against Rutgers, which we know they'll win. And I did take less NIL money this year, so that is something legitimately to keep in mind. Hmm. Let me look at my linebacker room really quick. So Bryson, he's either going to go for the draft this year or next year. Greer and Richard are gone. Caldwell's gone after next season. Thompson, I'm going to have to convince to stay, which should be easy because at minimum, two of the top linebackers ahead of him are leaving, maximum three of them. I think honestly, it's worth it to go from both, but I mean, if I do 1.5, right, that gets me about 530 points ahead. Hmm. I think that's what I'll do. That leaves me with 8 million in NIL, which should be enough for transfers. Because I don't really want to offer any more money to Eric White, Jared Wells, maybe. Yeah, I think I've run into the issue where I'm not gonna get a lot of the bigger guys. Like, if I could lose out on all these bottom five players, in which case my recruiting class is very bad. But I think we should be able to stomach that for 1 year. Bye week. Do, 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 do. Oh, good. Oh, good. All right, yep. The tight ends both signed with USC and Bama, so congrats to them. Oh boy. All right, I mean, San Diego State, they're still winning. So if they win their next few games, they'll probably be ranked by the time we play them, which that'll help our strength of schedule a bit. We go up to 7 in the rankings. That's pretty cool. It looks like Kentucky and Michigan State both lost, which dropped them a bit. USC no longer ranked. The universe is self correcting. Jeez, you're kidding. USC offered more money to Arrington. I mean, the only reason I'm going after Arrington is the A minus potential and the fact he's a 4 star. But like, none of his ratings are that tremendously great. Whereas Alonzo Ricketts has the ratings where he could play like yesterday to the point where screw it, 2 million, 2 million US. USC offered money to Eric White. I'll offer an additional 100,000. Remember when I said about I wouldn't like offer more money? Ha! That lasted 10 minutes. But yeah, I think I'm okay with losing Harrington if I can get Ricketts, because Ricketts is just objectively the better player. But unless Rutgers pulls off the upset of the century against OSU, like I'm not getting him. US, oh, they were ranked. I just missed them. Yeah, I think we bail from Arrington. Well, if I offer him a million, I do the best pitch I can. That gets me 644. That does also leave me at 7.5 million in NIL. I think that's what I'll do. Gary Guerrero might commit soon, which would be great. He's a really good wide receiver, speed demon. Let me just really quick look at some linebackers. I'll remove the first stars. I'll keep the 2 stars just to see if there's any like great potential person out there. Okay. I mean, your overall is a 55. Man, these poor schools like Charlotte Ultimate are competing for this dude that they like a lot. Now I'm about to come in and just howitzer him. Yeah, I'll go after Finley. I'll go after Pace too. What the heck? Let's just offer them both. I mean, Pace, he's terrible, but your hope there is he has A minus potential. Maybe it gets better and goes up. Okay, so we face our third out of conference opponent, Liberty, who I was hoping would be ranked because last year they went undefeated. They went 14-0. But this year they lost to Delaware and Yukon, so there goes that. Very annoying of them to do that to me. They're top 20 defense against the rush, less so against the pass. 107th in sacks. What are we? 36. Okay. 132nd in drives per game. Listen. All right, their QB Jalen Chambers, transfer from Wake Forest, who they paid a lot of money for, and looks like he's pretty good. The field general. Oh, a 9-point boost in arm strength, 7 boost in IQ. That must be nice. That is kind of funny. All right, we're going to work on stopping their pass then, and our passing game as well. Axel Hale is back in the starting ranks at running back, which should help. We're projected to win by 5.5 points. Liberty has 8 players visiting, one of whom, for whatever reason, has me in like his top 5 schools. Don't know how that happened, but so be it. Let's rock and roll. And it's tails. We defer. I don't think we've started with the ball once today, which is nice. Ooh, they tried a bubble screen to open. That's fun. Oh, and then 2 straight RPO failures. Pretty good start for our defense. Oh, Jerome Lockhart dropped the deep pass. Redemption. 21-yard pass there. Yeah. Deflected on 3rd and 5. We punt. Uh-oh. Liberty is driving. I'm blitzing on 3rd and 1 when they're doing trips. And it was a good call, too. They ran it. Okay. Looks like Liberty's going to get on the scoreboard. Question is, how many points? Never mind. Parker Williamson sacks him at a field goal range. And they punt. Very nice from the defender. And a 56-yard pass to Walter Leonard. Where has he been all season? 4th and 2 at the 6. I am going to go for it. And we get it. Keaton Peters not only gets the conversion, but he gets the touchdown as well. We're up 7-0. Engage 8 did not work. Uh-oh. And their offense is having some pretty good success against us, as they're at the 4 now. Now they're 3. Back to the 4 field goal. Okay. I mean, their offense is doing pretty well, so we're going to need to try to keep pace as much as humanly possible as Axel goes backwards. Sir, I'm just never running that power row again. All right. Ooh. Goal line D when they're in trips. Let's do it. All out blitz. Duh. All right. We have the ball with decent field position in all of our timeouts. So let's try to get a field goal in there. I mean, a touchdown obviously would be great. 1st and 10 at the 11. Curls. Harrison Pearson with the touchdown. Extra point is good. We did leave him with a little bit of clock, but no problem. Hendrickson with another sack. That makes 2. We already have more sacks in the first half of this game than we do in the last 2 weeks combined. Make of that what you will. All right, the goal now is simple. We are going to run the ball, burn 8 minutes, and get a touchdown. Ready, break. Never mind, Axel went backwards again. What is Axel's stat line right now? 6 carries, 8 yards. That seems bad. Hashtag analysis. And now he gets 0 yards. Okay. Wow. That was about the most negative plays I've ever seen in a long time. So it went 1st and 10 from the 45, 2nd and 10, then sacked 7 yards, sacked 8 yards. Well then. Bit rude that. Peyton Hendrickson. He wants that all conference. Oh no. 3rd and 5. They're in trip. They love that trips formation, don't they? No dice. Incomplete. They punt. Cool. I miss Benjamin Darling and Garrison Godet. My good running backs. There we go. We convert the 3rd and 5. Dennis Jordan goes backwards. 4th and 4 from the 49. I'm going to punt. I debated going for it, but our defense, I think, has done really well. I don't want to put in a situation where if they have to get 1 first down and they're already in field goal range. 3 and out. Thank you, defense. We're looking pretty good so far. He threw it 1 yards backward to the running back. There we go. We convert to 3rd and 10. Medium passes are nerfed. What a shame. I'll just do quick passes then as Edward Boyle with the touchdown off the slant. 21-3 now. All right, they get a 3rd down conversion. Not that time. The safety blitz works. They punt. Now we're just gonna run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. I'll punt. I'll do the smart thing here and punt. Get him. Cody Sylvester, the backup linebacker with the safety. Another one. Oh, and then Johnny Sweeney fumbled. Uh-oh. Our backup defense is getting shredded. Not like this. All right. Liberty gets in the end zone. They fail the onside kick. That also means the starters are back in on offense because they cut it to 13. I will graciously punt the ball back to them, and that will do it. All right, we beat Liberty 23-10. I think this is one of those games where sort of my philosophy and how we win games comes kind of counter to how the team is doing. Like I should have thrown the ball more. Fisher was 23 of 25, almost 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. I should have just let it fly. Whereas the other part of me is like, you need to run it, to protect that lead and burn some clock when, Peters did okay. Axel Hale was downright stopped dead. Sweeney had a fumble. Jordan only had 2 carries. Like, defensively, they did a pretty good job stopping our run game. Norman, 7 targets, 7 catches. More of that, please. 2 sacks on defense. Thank you, fellas. But yeah, I think I probably should have thrown it around a bit more. But hey, we got the win. It was never really in doubt. Like, but yeah, not our running game's best day. That is what it is. Let us advance to week 10. Oh, and Walter Leonard is hurt. Okay. So Leonard being hurt means we are going to rip the red shirt off of Davinois, and he is going to be our third tight end for a few games. That also means Keith Montgomery is going to get a decent amount of reps here. That'll be fun. Okay. So now Robertson is hurt for 2 weeks, and Brandon Estes is hurt. So yeah. Well, that's not good. How long? 2 weeks? I'll just drop them all the way down then. Who do I want play out there? How's Carrington doing? He's doing well. Good man. No, I mean it has to be Gill over Wheeler. I think. What was the other one? Oh, that was the other one. Okay, cool. Oh, we have 2 commits. Wesley Dawson, the JUCO O lineman, who he is going to redshirt for his first JUCO year, so that I get 3 development hits for him. And then Matthew Finley, just a depth linebacker guy who I heartlessly sniped from Charlotte and Old Dominion. Sorry, guys. Part of me feels bad. Not a big part of me, but part of me. Man, we spent $1 million on Arrington and USC. Their ace pitch on their defensive coordinator is 564 points. Oy vey, man. Oy vey. At this point now, I'm just fighting. Fighting with these guys. I can schedule pace. I don't know if I want to. Oh, good. The only game I can schedule is San Diego State. Fair enough. I guess that is the only home game we have after this week, isn't it? Okay, so tight end, we're getting nowhere. Let me look at then just the tight ends to see if, is there anyone that's got a really good potential? Lance? Good. Hello. Is he worth it? I don't know. A JUCO guy might honestly not be the worst idea in the world. Let me think about this. So Lockhart and Leonard I have for one more year each. I don't really have a great succession plan at tight end. So it might not be a terrible idea to bring in Jesus Kelly and redshirt him that first year, because then he'll be pretty good ratings wise after that. I don't hate that idea. Let's bring him in. Lance, I wish you were bigger. Nah, I don't think I want to bring in Lance. Thought about it, decided against it completely. Completely. All right, I think I will call it there and pick up next time with the remaining 4 games of the season against Nevada, Boise State, San Diego State, and UNLV. I mean, San Diego State could be ranked by the time they face us if they beat Hawaii and Colorado State. That would help our strength of schedule. Because at the moment, we do not have the bye in the playoffs like we got last year. So, if Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Oregon were to go out and lose a game, that'd be great. That'd be nice. Wouldn't say no to that. So far, one of the things I mentioned at the top of the stream was sort of our redshirt freshman Damian Fisher at QB and how'd he do. So far, done really, really well. I mean, 72% completion percentage is insane. Not blowing the doors off in terms of yardage, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 picks is averaging about 200 yards per game. He has been sacked 16 times already, so he's averaging about 2 sacks per game, but his QBR is great. Um, and he's a guy that, if he maintains these stats, he probably gets all conference, I would say. He's looking pretty good. I mean, he's had 2 really good back to back games after struggling against Wyoming. So, really, really happy to see that. Hopefully, he closes the year strong. I mean, the athletic director's goal was win at least 9 games or make the playoffs. So, one more victory, and we get that settled. My personal goal was just to make the playoffs again. And at the moment, we're on track for that. We would probably have to lose a Mountain West game and then we drop. But even then, I mean, there's a lot of 2, 3 loss teams in this mix. So, not impossible. In terms of player promises, Ian Fox is going to get his 50% of snaps easy. Brandon Reyes is right on that line. He needs 40. He has 39%. I'm almost tempted to swap him and Diallo because Diallo is allowing 57% of passes, whereas Reyes is 54. I might honestly do that for a couple games just to get the percentage back up. Gavin Wren wanting to leave is just annoying me. Like, how dare you, sir? How dare you? But I'll sort that. We do have a decent amount of players that want to transfer out. So I'll have to figure that situation. Hopefully, Bryson. I really want to try to convince Bryson to stay for at least one more year but we'll see how that goes. All right, thank you all for watching, whether live or on the VOD, which can be found on Twitch or YouTube. We're getting to the end of season 3 at Fresno State. I don't think I'm ready to leave this program behind yet. We're essentially a shoo-in to make the playoffs every year at this point, as long as we don't, really mess around in conference, which is really, really tempting. We had, I think Georgia was interested in us after last year. That could be something to look into if we do decide to move. But never say never. We still have to finish this year strong. We have a tough game coming up against San Diego State. They're putting together a great year, and we'll see how we finish. But thank you all for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe, etc. I will see you all next time.